Welcome everybody to Tights Frame of Mind, episode 41 of season 3. I am one of your hosts, the Pantyhose King, and with me is the Commodore. Say hello, Commodore.
Good afternoon.
Yes, it is afternoon where you are. So this episode is going to be a bit about our favorite pantyhose company here on Tights Frame of Mind, Sheertex. I know that the Commodore is a big fan, right?
Huge fan.
We do. We love our Sheertex, and I know you guys do too, because I swear every review that I've seen of Sheertex that I read online, like all the fashion magazines, it's just you couldn't. They're spreading the asshole of the company and just kissing it, kissing it, kissing it. Like they're like it was, it's the most amazing thing. I tried them. Like I mean, they they were not amazing. They weren't. Like they were poor quality. They were the color of pee pee. At least mine were. I got skin color tones, but I think maybe Commodore, you should refresh everyone's drink about what happened to you, because you have a story of
Yeah, so for those of you that haven't watched our earlier sessions, I was an original backer for what is now known as Sheertex. It was known as Sheerly Genius back when they did their Kickstart days. And I jumped on board because it was a great concept of saying, here's an alternative to what's on the market, and that we're guaranteeing that these will be uh, rip resistant or unrippable.
Mhm.
And so they needed, I think it was close to $500,000 just to get this thing started. So I was one of probably 10,000 people that put money into it.
You were on the Kickstarter, right?
I was on the original Kickstarter.
Which was what made them famous. Oh, Jesus,
Yes.
sorry, I gotta apologize for that. I don't know who that is, and I thought my phone was on mute. I'm just so popular, you see.
So popular. See that at least one of us is popular.
Oh, stop. Okay.
So Shirley Genius goes to from Shirley Genius to Shirley to what it is now as Sheertex.
Mhm.
Well, I had a backer code that was guaranteed to me for all future purchases. Now, for some reason, the backer code just stopped working, went away. So I reached out several times. Let's see here, 2 years ago, and then this past year. 2 years ago, they left me high and dry and said the backer code was no longer in existence, despite the fact that I had the email stating that it would be with me for good. They wouldn't acknowledge it. So what they sent me this last go around was a one-time code. Now they told me this would be my new code. However, the code didn't work. So I emailed them again and said, "Hey, I need a code." And they told me, "Well, we sent you one a couple months back." And that was it. No further correspondence.
That seems very on the level.
So in essence, based on an article that I guess was just released that we're going to be discussing today, they're in a shit heap of financial
Things are, yeah,
turmoil.
yeah. So I when I was doing research for the episode, because look, I'm not gonna lie, it irked me that Sheertex was getting all of this love. There are so many other brands that at the show that not that we've had on, like I mean, Cara Hosiery, Sony Panda. I mean, like the list goes on and on. Like there are so many smaller companies that are not, as getting the kind of coverage that Sheertex is, and that have better quality stuff, like without a question. So that irked me. I've also been irked in the past by seeing the way that they turned on the mail wearing community, because actually this is so far back that this was back when I didn't know the Commodore that well, and the Commodore was trying to talk me into become a backer, and I was not sure if like I was getting scammed. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you were like, you got to put money into this. This is amazing. And I actually was going through like old posts, like it was you posting on FetLife. You were like, this company's like really really cool, and I thought, oh God, he was really believing in this thing. So I
I
I
mean,
just was
I was all for it, to be honest. And
yeah,
I had reached out to the company and they were, they were actually sending photos and updates of what was going on. They were showing their marketing scheme. They were they were very transparent for a company that most often than not, when you see the Kickstarter, they're not very, they give promises but don't have anything to deliver. They were constantly giving weekly updates to everyone about the status of what money was being spent, where it was going, how the products were coming out. Honestly, at the very beginning, the material that was being used was actually breaking the machines.
right. The which oh so and that's another thing too. So the material that they use, I mean, look, we've if you've gone over the over past episodes, we've shown the ads that this company has put together, ads that I've never seen on television, that I've
Mm.
never seen and anywhere other than Instagram, and they became Instagram famous. That's what the initial success was. they they got notice on Instagram. And there's that terrible Taylor Swift send up because now it is rumored that Taylor Swift wears them. There's no confirmation from her. She has never publicly endorsed them. I don't know how that even works. I mean, like, it's leechy, I think.
Well, let's say this. When has she ever said who she actually wears
I no, she
or
hasn't,
otherwise?
because Taylor Swift's not going to do that. She can't. She got it. She, when you're that famous, you can't just like drop a brand name like that, because the company is going to be coming like at your front door like a hungry animal. Like begging you to work with them. So I don't think she actually is like endorses any like products. I don't think she needs to. I mean, like she's her own product, but that's neither here nor there. But they really built up this whole like sort of like this press belief that it was Taylor Swift's pantyhose doing that shake it off video, which was total. God, it was. I mean, it was shit, guys. It was total shit. I mean, it was garbage. Really, I mean, like it looked like it cost a lot of money. It's a very expensive pile of shit. But then they did that other commercial where they had the weird German meme guy come in and talk about how they were like not stretchable. Now, meanwhile, keep it in mind, guys. This timeline is what, maybe less than a year ago we saw all these ads that were coming out.
Yes, I believe we had discussed.
So basically, I was doing a little research, and because of what's going on, for those of you who are living in the United States, you guys know that our president has imposed some tariffs, and I don't want to get political. That's not what we're here to discuss. I don't. I'm not, but it is affecting Canada. And first it made it seem like Sheertex was suffering from the tariffs alone because they had to lay off 40% of their workers because of this. So to give you an idea, 40% of the workers was, let's see, the number would be 350 employees.
See, that's where I have to call a crock of shit
Yeah, I'm
because
wondering.
the tariffs have not been instituted. The tariffs have been postponed. So something's telling me that Miss Hermuth is hiding something and that she's saying she's going,
Allegedly.
yeah, allegedly. So that would be like a grocery store saying, we're just going to mark up our existing stock because we're inferencing that they're going to go up in price for the next round. Well, why, if you already have that inventory, it's already marked at what it is. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to boost it because there's a higher probability that higher prices are coming. So you're going to raise prices on older product. Now, some of our viewers are probably going to say, well, yeah, that's economics and that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that scenario, did I say you're laying off people at the grocery store for this? And the answer is no. The grocery store is just going to go ahead and increase the prices. So why is Sheertex not doing that? Why do they just immediately go to, I'm laying off 40% of the workforce?
Well, and also what was also very odd about the brand is that I said they're very proud that they were the best selling tights in the U.S. in 2023. Now, okay, that's 2 years ago. Like legs were the best selling pantyhose in the United States for like 20 years, right? Like, doesn't really matter if,
The leg eggs. Yeah, the
yeah,
eggs.
it doesn't really matter if, uh, if you are the number one, whatever. If you're not number one anymore, like that's not really part of the conversation. So, okay, they're saying, there's this great fall from grace, but if you guys all remember, all of a sudden the $100 pair of tights, the $100 pair of tights, which I mean, I thought, who the hell? I know I wasn't. They dropped to like 35 out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
they weren't moving inventory. It was just too much. And they had crowdsourced this way back in the day. And they said, how much should we charge for the nylons? And it was ranging between $30 and $70. And so a lot of us said that you should go to the end between $30 and $50 and compete with, CDRs,
Yeah, or yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? So you need to put yourself up there with the luxury brand. And that's only we said that because you have to recoup that cost, the initial startup, right? And between $30 and $50, you start selling between, five and 10,000 pairs within a month. You can make yourself, put a good decent dent into, in essence, your initial startup costs. But again, the offset startup costs were fundraised by folks, $500,000.
Which I've seen pictures of those fundraising parties that they threw for the backers, like for the really muckety muck backers, like
Mm-hmm.
Sheertex, like, you know, porcelain. The look, I mean, I don't know. I'm not an entrepreneur, but I do know that I would be very reticent to throw exorbitant parties with borrowed money.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I don't even
Well, I
want.
mean, it's no different than nonprofits that do stuff like that,
Yeah, it's
or
just
not for profit, excuse me. But yeah, and even more so with the nonprofits that are non-taxable,
right.
right, on anything, and you see them doing this stuff, and you go, what the hell? What's
So
going on?
yeah, so I guess the belief here, well, or at least that I thought what was going on was the tariffs, but then I find an article on the logic.co where Catherine Homuth, I don't know how to, the CEO and the founder of Sheertex, has the article says that
She was just an angel investor.
well, they call her founder.
Well, see, then she's just like Elon Musk,
Mm,
who buys the company and says they're the founder.
really?
Yeah, she was an angel
Allegedly.
investor, and I'm sure just went ahead and took hold of it and bought everyone out.
Allegedly, she might have done that. Okay. She says this that Sheertex quote, this is a quote, Sheertex is not profitable, not even close. So I'm thinking, what? So I'm just going to read a little bit of this article from the Logic. I'll try to get to the piece of it. She says, I haven't fully been transparent online. Sheertex is not profitable, not even close. The Montreal-based company Tights business is burning through 30 million annually and recently poured 50 million into new infrastructure. Now, this is what, a month, 2 months before they fire 40% of their staff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, she's looking, the big ask, they're looking for a major injection of capital to get them off the ground. Uh, explain this
Off
to
the
me.
ground, aka out of the muck. They're in the
Right.
red.
Because yeah, I thought, well, when you were the number one selling tights for the 2023, isn't that getting off the ground? Like,
Well, remember, is Canada runs by a different set of rules. They are like the UK. They fucking tax everything to the high noon, right? Everyone here, this isn't political, but how people go, we need universal health care. Well, who's got to pay for that? The people and the companies. It's very difficult for a company to be very profitable in Canada because most of the taxes are basically ripped from the company right out of the profits. So that's going right out the gate right there is, that's what you get when you have high government interference. So they already have to overcome that level of we need to enhance our revenue and then cut into pretty much the cost of goods sold and taxes that they pay out to see what their net profit is.
So, okay. So Sheertex raised 150 million in equity. Now, I don't know what equity means because I'm a dummy, but what does that mean?
Equity, so that's an accounting term. So you have assets, liabilities, and equity. Equity is basically like shareholder or owners. Okay, we'll say like ownership within the company, or we'll take an even easier example. Equity in a home. You buy a home for 200,000, it increases to 500. You have an equity line of 200,000, or excuse me, 300,000.
Okay.
So that's saying that as the company grows larger, you get what's called owner's equity, OE. And as the company grows, so does that equity based on how much money gets put back into the company, right? The value of the company. It's almost intangible for most parts, but some aspects of equity it's tangible. It's hard money and the asset, basically the offsetting assets itself.
So, okay, so then they have 50 million in convertible debt, which I didn't realize debt could be converted. Is what is that? What is convertible debt? I mean,
They right now they're using a lot of accounting terms.
I
So
mean, it's
so basically a convertible debt it's a debt that its maturity date is greater than 10 years from the date in which it was handed off.
so basically it's a whole bunch of nonsense. It sounds like to me. Like, I
It's
mean,
they're using a lot of accounting terms to throw out, and a lot of people go, "Oh, like you said, a convertible debt." Well, what do people think about it when they hear convertible?
think of a car.
A car, right? And what does it do? It changes form,
Yeah, right. But
right? One day it's there, and then the roof goes away. Convertible meaning that it's something that you can reduce over time, right? Well, this it's a it's
it's something.
without getting too much into the accounting side. Let's just say it's the company's in trouble.
Yeah, okay, all right, because they're making up silly words. Okay.
They're not making up silly words, but
Yeah,
like
no, but
like convertible debt, it's a very unique style of financing. Okay, so it's basically an instrument that combines the features of debt and equity. Layman's terms, you go to buy a house is worth say 500,000. Companies or the bank or the lenders will say we want 20% down. 20% is your equity. The rest is debt. So you have to put money up front to get more money later, right?
right, okay.
So
So,
that's basically what a convertible debt is that it's a predetermined conversion ratio or price in order to get those funds.
well, listen to this. They don't just have that debt. They also have good old fashioned regular debt at 50 million, which brings the whole thing to 250 million. So that's a big number. They last week, and this was in December, Investis Quebec announced it was investing 25 million, a deal that's been in the works for years. Now, she says the reason why this is all happening is because, well, I shouldn't laugh at this because it's not nice, but she's very sad. She goes, she wonders if quote anyone actually cares about her aspirations. I love that. I love that she's like, does anybody even care that like I'm not doing well? I mean, I wish I had that kind of chutzpah, but she's saying it's because of the difficulty of putting the product together and the actual making of the tights. So Sheertex is actually planning to by the end of this year moving all of the product prices down to $5 an item. Yeah, I know, right? That's quite a jump.
Let's see, considering they dropped it from 30 to 20, and now they want to drop it down to 5.
They're planning to put it to 5.
Honestly, it sounds more like a liquidation sale.
Right? That's what I'm saying. But why are they doing these articles? Is it just to save face? Is she just looking to save face because she is uh wanting to, because she's sort of this wonderkind kind of like young investor.
No, I think this is just she's had success, rollover of success in other ventures, and this one's become a flop, and she doesn't understand how to get out of it.
Right. Okay. So it's I mean, but the press like around this thing is just like it's insane. I mean, you don't see anybody else getting this, and it just I mean, you guys, I don't know. So I guess if you're be on the lookout for it, it's gonna be $5. Man, you cannot get a pair of fucking legs for $5.
No,
I
I
mean,
think you're getting like $9 if you were to go to like a CVS.
yeah, you're getting, yeah. And I mean, like, let's be honest, with pantyhose, if they're less than a certain amount of money, they're gonna be hot garbage.
So basically, so for Catherine, okay, she basically Angel Angel invested two previous companies, Shop Locket and then Female Funders, which was her most recent. She sold them both. That's how she had the money to go ahead and go into this, what was sheerly genius.
Okay.
Okay. In essence, this is going to be her first failed venture. Big venture, I should probably say.
Hmm. I mean, but she's not giving up, because the next the next thing she's going for are no is sustainable swimming suits. I mean, I don't know. It seems very strange that she's leaning into the whole. This is such a brilliant idea because we're using like like material that's better for the planet and all that crap. Look, I mean, yeah, but you're using stuff that's better for the planet, but the products, they're they're not.
I I voiced this concern months ago, and even I'd say about a year or two back. We had a survey that came out that asked for our opinion about where the company should go, what they should focus on. I immediately, because of my own bias, said you need to stick to pantyhose. Pantyhose only. I don't want to see socks. I don't want to see underwear. I don't want to see bras. I don't want to see sportswear. I said focus on the entire premise of what your founders, your backers said. Pantyhose. When you niche that market and you've captivated that market, now you can be Lululemon.
Mm,
Lululemon did become Lululemon overnight.
no, no, they did not. That was, I mean, but it's just it shocks me that I mean, I just don't understand the mentality behind it and why people are making such like so much excuses for it. I mean,
Now,
I mean,
now here's the other thing that I want to point this out, and maybe people know this and don't know this. Lululemon is also a Canadian company.
oh, I didn't realize that. I know.
So now you can literally take two Canadian companies and has Lululemon come out with anything regarding tariffs.
No, no, no. But didn't they like? Didn't Lululemon also get involved with like a whole lot of like shady shit too, though? Like,
You know, let's put a bunch of companies' names on a dartboard and let's throw a dart, see which one it lands on. Someone's already in some sort of
yeah.
shit or something. Okay.
So this is, I mean, but what's really interesting that's coming out about Catherine is that she's never really had any interest in pantyhose whatsoever.
She'll wear them, but it's not like she's wearing them because she wants to wear them. She'll wear them when she's advertising them.
I mean, look, I don't want to be, I don't want to be a bitch or anything, but if y'all want to like Google how she's looking these days, I mean,
Oh, I'll flat out say it. She looks she looks worn the fuck down.
looks bad. I mean, I she looked when she, like in the commercial from a few years ago, she looked like she was in her, mid 20s. Now she looks like she's hitting 40. I mean, I thought that was only supposed to happen to like the president, like how when people go into a presidency, they leave the presidency with gray hair. But yeah, she is being hailed in this article by the like. Well, let's see right here by the Inc.com. They call her how this female founder raised 150 million to construct untearable tights. It's like, and this was done in July 25 of 2024. So just a few months later, the company is announcing that it's like, I mean, is this all like just bot press? Do you think? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and to what end? I mean, just I guess this just goes to show you, the U.S. is not the only country that's greedy. Because to me, this seems very self-serving. You know, I don't.
Greed is not an American thing. Greed is a human nature.
I know, but we just do it so well. But it's nice to see that Canada is keeping up with us. But it chops my ass that uh people like you got fleeced. Like,
Yeah, honestly, I look at it and say, you live and learn. It was great when the company had launched itself back in God 2017.
that's when you were,
Right?
yeah.
This is way back, almost 10 years, right? And you're sitting here going, yeah, this is going to be great. Let's move it. They've been selling, and then all of a sudden again, the last couple of years, they've been expanding themselves out, trying to be fucking Lululemon or Under Armour, and you lost your base. Your like your core business is failing. It was failing. It never really took off the way that they said it was.
I don't think I think I mean I feel like the number one selling tights that I even wonder about that because I mean it's
That's like saying for cars, JD Power and Associates. Anyone that believes this, and I'm just gonna come out flat out, is a fucking moron. JD Power and Associates is a paid award. You can't have five fucking cars be number one in the same class.
I know
Yet
that.
somehow Chevy, Ram, Chrysler, Ford, Subaru, same class, somehow manages to be number one. You fucking can't be number one. Number one is number one. Someone's got to be number two.
Mm.
So anyone that goes, oh, they got a JD Power and Associates award, that's the person you want to scam out of their money. That's the person who falls for the Nigerian king is looking for someone to send them $1,000 to help them go home, and they'll send you 1,000,000 rupees or whatever it is over there.
Now, here's an interesting thing that I found that she got all upset because apparently there's an article in the New York Times that endorsed rival tights maker Shapermint in a head-to-head review against Sheertex, and another Vogue that profiled, and they didn't even give the companies, they just call it Swedish stockings. So
Hmm.
which is like, that's shady as fuck. She says the two companies are, quote, using the same old technology. She says they're developing no materials and basically getting touted in the same breath as being as innovative as, if not more innovative than what we're doing. Ooh, she is mad. Hummus says by glossing over their lack of innovation, it left her wondering if anybody actually cares about her aspirations. Sheertex isn't just making tights, it's also creating recycling technologies for world textiles, a recyclable spandex replacement, software to trace apparel in the supply chain, and other automation projects. The lack of recognition and investment has her questioning if investors value bold, long term innovation. Well, I can tell you what I think. I'm wearing a pair of CDRs right now, and they feel really good. And yeah, I can't put a pineapple in them, but they look great, and they're awesome. But I guess they're not. They don't. I don't know if they have the software to trace supply chains. I don't know. I could. What do you think? Do they look like it? You think they're like I could chase a supply chain from like my thighs, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Could be.
yeah. That's usually see Commodore sometimes forgets that he's on the radio, and so he'll make a facial expression.
Yeah, it's true. I will make a facial expression.
I'm
But
like,
see, that's the whole point. We want people to pay in to see the video, right?
well, we do, and so
Like, although I think it's probably better for folks if they just hear my voice, because I've been told on multiple occasions that I have the face for radio.
no, you
So
don't.
we're gonna
You
go
don't.
with that one.
You guys, no, I will. You want to know why I actually met the Commodore?
I
I was horny for him. That's what it was. I online stalked you. I totally found out about you because I wanted to know what you look like. So I used my journalistic ways, and I found a picture of you when you were younger, and I was like, damn. And you still look good. So people and I I sign up to the Patreon, and you're wrong, Commodore. You're like there's so many guys that would bang you. But if they're out there, I'm sorry, you guys. I was first in line, so you're gonna have to back off.
wait. Yeah, definitely gonna have to wait.
Yeah, I call first dibs.
I always go with first round folks. So they contact first, they're first in line, right of first refusal.
I mean, I tried hard. I was like, I put my back into it, but so poor Catherine. That was a real problem, for her. She's having to deal with the fact that nobody really cares about her vision for
She
change.
lost her vision. That's the problem. Is that I
Well,
don't think
yeah,
she.
what vision did she have? I'm like,
I'm trying to figure what the vision was. See, she has her own website now. She didn't have a website before. If you look at the old reels of when she was first, basically when it was part of Shirley Genius,
mm,
she had a vision for the company, was moving that company. And I still have the emails that talk about the future of Shirley Genius. Problem is, she didn't follow it. She tried
so
to grow the company too large too quick.
yeah, and also spending money on those silly. I mean, look,
We'll just call it what it is. Stupid ass commercials.
it was the stupid ass commercial. I was bothered because as a writer, I could have done a better job for way less. I'd have been like, you could have paid me like just like a little bit, and also, I mean,
Our
there's
own podcast, let's just say this, our own podcast can be advertised better than what they've done.
yeah, I mean, it's true. I don't think that podcast has
We
really
haven't really even tried marketing and we have people coming to it. She spent millions and
hundreds
has
of.
failed miserably.
I mean, and you know what though? I wonder because I did not. You know how you can tell when somebody is a pantyhose lover? You can just tell. You know when somebody's a pantyhose lover. I never got that vibe from her. Never got it. I get it from Sony. I do. Like I get it from even like people, all the people that we've had on the show,
Yeah,
these that have started their own pantyhose companies. Yeah, they all have it. They're obsessed with it. They wore it and in their everyday thing,
they
and
enjoy it.
they
Yeah,
enjoy it, and they started the company because it's something they enjoy. I don't think she enjoyed it because she says, but like verbatim, pantyhose is the last thing I thought I'd be like, involved with. And I think to myself, well, why the hell would you want to become the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company of something that you're just sort of meh about?
yeah, like you yourself don't even believe in the product,
No, I don't think she did. Allegedly.
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 Yeah, this is all
It's
Monday morning quarterback on this one, right? But
right, right. I
uh,
mean,
but see, here's the thing: after when you're getting close to 7, 8 years, I don't really, I don't. Maybe you can't call it Monday morning armchair quarterbacking because 7 years is a long time to start up a company and flop on your face.
I mean, it's I mean, they keep saying in so many of these articles, rumored to be Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift. I I'm like, well, why don't you call Taylor up? Be like, hey, Taylor, we need some help. You want to know how you can tell that it's that Taylor probably does not wear them because her legs are shiny. There's no the Sheertex does not make any pantyhose that have that high gloss.
No, they don't have the oil.
No, they're more than likely either Wolford or Danskin, something like that. Like they're not Sheertex. I mean, Sheertex looks patchy.
They fixed that.
Did they?
They did
Because
fix that.
the ones I got did it wasn't. I mean,
No, my ex, the ones that I bought from my ex, they were fucking patching. I thought she had spilt something on them, and she goes, "No, this is just the way that they are." And I was fucking pissed.
yeah, but they didn't fix that for well, at least not I bought some like around last year, and
That's when I had bought my ex hers. It was last year.
so
The
yeah,
ones I purchased recently, they don't have them.
let's see. Okay, the website. Let's see here. Sheertex, the number one best-selling tights in the USA, stronger than ever. Well, okay. Let's see here. We can check out the Sheertex Studio. They're $35 now. Um, they're sold out in what yikes. You guys, this is not good. It's not good. Like the website has this little ticker on the top that says the best selling tights in the USA, the best selling tights in the USA, the best selling tights in the USA. What? Like, I still can't get over that commercial
Or Bond Fox.
Yeah.
where they had they finally put men in the commercials and they just had the one like androgynous twink putting the pantyhose over his arm and staring at it like an early man, like he's figuring out that he can't rip it. I don't know. I just
Well, like I had a gripe with them regarding the models they were using.
what the ugly
They kept showing, and I'm sure I'm gonna catch flack for this, but I mean morbidly obese and not attractive women. I'm
I
sorry, but I did not sign up and give money for a company to show the most obese and ugliest women and say this is advertising. All
I mean
right. I don't understand that.
here's
Like, if you're going to market a product, do you think with car companies, they want the car to look like shit to sell it? Do they put out a shit product?
no, I don't look. I agree that let's face it, uh that the models that they used were
And still use. And I'm sure they overpay them.
that's the thing. I'm wondering how much money they spent because you know that these models are not like they're if this company costs that much money, these models made money. Damn it, man. I could have been a model for them. But nobody was interested in calling me because why? Because I have a penis. That's really rude. That's sexist.
Yeah. I don't have kind words for sheer text.
No, but like, look, and if
And
it's
I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer. I'm really trying not to be
why are
an
you not?
asshole.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Debbie Downer? This is a celebration. I just think personally, been bitching about Sheertex for a while, and it's nice to see that the company is finally reaping what it sows. I am bothered that people like you, who are actual pantyhose enthusiasts, who could have put that money towards either another company or your own company, or towards, I don't know, buying a fucking throw pillow or two. I mean, that you got fleeced, and because you were so about it. You guys, Commodore was so like Commodore was like new, like born again Christian about this thing. You were born again Christian about it. You were like, this is incredible. Like, dang it. And I thought, oh, this guy's got to be insane. Like, you were really for it. And they fucked you over. And the website's a mess too.
You know,
It's
you live and you learn sort of thing. And I'm glad that at least when they had done the initial start off, the company was in the up and up. But I'm also disappointed in that the longevity of this company is
it I don't know.
that's up in the air. It's not even I can't even say is is in turmoil because I think it's been that way for a couple of years now. And they've
Yeah,
just been
it's
fighting, they've just been band-aiding, and now it's at a point of they're asking, you said 250 million.
yeah, yeah. And but
They're
and
not getting they're not getting that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, well, because that's what she says that people don't they're not people are not brave enough to support real change. And I say, well, that's
Next
a
thing you know, she's gonna pull out the female card.
well, you can't pull out a female card because um we've talked to a couple of females who have their own tights companies here. Now, they may not be the number one selling in the United States, but they are still selling tights. So car hosiery, Sony Panda, still doing just fine. Maybe not making 150 million, but it sounds like neither did Sheertex. Like, I don't care that my I don't need my pantyhose to be bulletproof.
Could
Like,
be nice.
I, but
Some
this one,
straight up James Bond shit right there.
I mean, I just feel like the whole point of pantyhose is like the sheerness of it. So there had to be, you have to lose something. Molecular poly, yeah, blah, 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 whatever it was called. Give me some good old fashioned nylon. I just don't, I never got it. But, you know, but this is again, I know I'm harping on her, but it's because I kind of hate the bitch. And so, the,
I hate the bitch.
I kind of do. Just the audacity of it that okay. So the questioner says Sheertex kind of looks like a stock ticker. What would the IPO market have to look like to see your name on Nasdaq? And I'm thinking to myself, why are they asking her this question? The company's she's about to announce that they're laying people off. Doesn't that, I mean, she's not Steve Jobs, right?
Well, Steve Jobs didn't really
Yeah,
do anything for Apple.
yeah,
I would say I would use more the example of Bill Gates.
yeah, Bill Gates, yeah. So
That's a guy that uses money to bully people, and that's what I feel that Katie's doing, but in a more tactful manner.
right, she is very tact, and she's like a very graceful bully.
Which,
Or
based on the some of the verbiage that you read off, is she's taking offense to the fact that others are receiving the credit where she believes she should receive, because in her mind she's a first mover. All right,
yeah,
there's followers and first movers. She was first to the market, but unfortunately, because she went scatterbrain with the marketing and started, whether that was her idea or her team, it doesn't matter if you're a first mover. If you don't capture the market, others are going to seep in and piggyback, and that's it.
yeah,
It's over. You didn't patent shit, right? You just released it to the market. And unfortunately, you let enough time go by and allowed others to walk right through that door.
there were a lot. I mean, people realized that tights were a market that could have been, that needed to be filled. And I think that at least from what I was reading, the rise of tights for both men and women rose really. really really, I'd say around the time that COVID happened, because everybody was sort of going for comfortable, like the athleisure wear kind of relaxed look.
Fucking hate that. God, I fucking hate that.
Yes, but look, but everybody was on Zoom and they didn't want to wear pants. And not everybody is like me, that's where I'm showing off my legs on the Zoom because,
But see,
Zoom.
that's that lazy ass American mentality that we gotta break, and that's the dress for success.
Well,
Like that's why you get the people of fucking Walmart. They
look,
walk around in the pajamas and
I'm
slippers
not,
and shit.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. I mean, look,
But these companies are catering to that, and that's where Sheertex went wrong. In my humble opinion, that's where they went wrong.
I mean, I don't think that I think that both Sony and Kara Hosiery, they never did that. There's always very much putting, I mean, especially, I mean, and I don't want to make this about lookism, but the models and the both the CEOs, everybody involved of the company that was forward facing looked good. I
Yeah,
mean, it's sort of what you do. I mean, I mean, I know that y'all are not listening to me because of my great mind.
they
I
might be.
maybe, but
They're there for the full package, bud.
oh, that's so sweet.
They're there for
See,
the full package.
now I really want to have sex with you. Okay, yeah, I just can't. I cannot understand the hubris of it. Like I failed at shit in my life, so I just
Mhm.
say, well, I fucked up.
Some people can't fall on the sword, and for someone like her, when I gather, it's an ego. It's an ego thing, right? It's very difficult to accept failure. And for me, based on what is shared on her history, it seems as though she's been on a good luck streak. So failure really hasn't been an option for her.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's finally going to hit a rock bottom piece. And I mean, I'd love for her to go ahead and pop up on here and tell me I'm wrong.
We should, yeah, maybe she'll talk to. I mean, I'm sure she probably would.
Oh,
I
she would say no in a heartbeat.
she
I mean,
would.
just for the sheer fact, no pun intended, that I nail her to the cross regarding like what the hell? Why'd you deviate from pantyhose? The whole fucking point of your company was to make indestructible tights and pantyhose, and instead you want to fucking swimwear and underwear
Yeah, yeah,
and and spandex pant. Like, go to fucking Target. You literally can pick those up. You don't like that's not sheer text. It's
yeah.
not. I'm sorry, but especially for Americans, who the fuck is gonna pay $50 for that?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, in this economy, like, look, I would love to buy Wolfords regularly. I can't really do it. I just like that's a lot of money. They're great, and they last forever, and I love them. But it's hard to do, you know. Like, it
I mean,
just
that it is, right? I mean, the women that go out and they buy them, like, I mean, they're dedicated. They love to wear nylons.
no. It's hey, I do too. I am just really shitty with money. I just am really bad with
I know,
money.
I can tell by that outfit, but don't worry.
Excuse me, this is couture, all right? You know how much this
I'm
thing costs?
sure it is.
It is.
Yeah, it's cooter for men.
You know what? If you even knew what you were saying right now, you'd be embarrassed, but you don't because
I'm very embarrassed.
you have troglodyte brain. But she okay, so I really I can't get over it. I'm just gonna keep harping on like this like fantasy world that she makes it like she is she really thought that she was going to change like the world via like through science and technology with Sheertex pantyhose that can change the way that we like that the clothing industry will work, and it will be the thing that revolutionizes the whole world. I what?
You know what it sounds like? Leonardo DiCaprio towards the end of Wolf of Wall Street,
You're right.
right? The walls are coming down. He's feeding a bunch of bullshit one-liners to make everyone feel good as if the feds aren't coming in, but the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, and I'm confident our technology will power all tights to be non-disposable.
And
And
see, if that were true, she wouldn't be in as much shit heap because other companies would be paying her either to buy or to lease these machines that she invested in.
right, right.
Right? Save, and it's almost like the farmers, the independent farmers that can't afford the multi-million-dollar agricultural movers, right? These machines, and they lease them from the companies that can afford to pay for them. So to me, if she was actually going to say that, oh, we're going to change the way all, you know, all clothing lines, that everything is reusable and indestructible, well, where are the big companies lining up to take in to what your quote unquote investment was for creating indestructible clothing line? And yet I don't see anybody lining up at your doorstep
I
to buy or lease or have the right to those machines.
the okay, this again, and now this is that look, you guys, this is a riddle. And I mean, she says that she believes that in 20 years, disposable tights will be a thing that children will not even know what they are. Now, this article was put out after she announced that they're laying off 40% of the workers. So she's still going off about how she's going to change the world. Um, she states that Sheertex production costs have been reduced by 30% due to supplier negotiations, increased volume, improved labor efficiency. Ooh, yikes! So uh, I guess that by improved labor efficiency, does she mean like, well, we don't really have as much labor anymore, so it's more efficient? We fired a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't have to like, do as much taxes. To further reduce costs and increase distribution, the company will produce its own fiber and bring end-to-end production in-house and drive down the final product cost within 18 months. Look, I don't even know anything about this, and this is bullshit. I mean, doesn't this sound pie in the sky? How can people still be buying her bullshit now?
Can you be? I could weigh in on it, but
No,
honestly,
weigh in on it.
there's just too many variables to say why people are clinching to her words.
I don't understand it. Why? Because it's sort of like with the Elizabeth Holmes thing with Theranos. Like she was getting up there, and the product was not happening. It was not happening, and people were telling her it cannot happen. That this was not a scientifically possible thing. I mean, obviously, her scam was. I'm not saying Sheertex is a scam. Uh, I don't know if I believe that it ever had the potential to maybe I don't know. I guess are these CEOs, these founders, are they only seem to award these people who have big ideas, but these ideas don't necessarily have to work, and people seem to get behind it. I don't understand. Like, what's the draw? I mean,
I mean, to make money, you got to spend money, right? To make bigger money, you got to gamble it. Is the best way of putting it.
I guess yeah.
Gambling, especially with a new product that Cheerly Genius brought to the table. It was a brand new product, new spin on an old style, right? And it did catch motion. It
It
just the traction fell apart. And I'm sure there are people that are close to her or in the circle or someone who's an affiliate that believes that she can pull it out and do it again like she did the first two big companies that she angel invested in. But I think this one is a bite too big, to be honest. Clothing is a very hard market to make a profit in and be successful. Right? Everybody thinks they could be the next Chanel or Gucci or Prada, right? Or fuck even Hanes. It's
mm,
Hanes is only as big as it is because it's fucking old.
yeah, it's been
Company's been around. They're basically like Sears, Macy's, and J.C. Penney.
Yeah, it's sort of like it got you go to it because it's the original. Like,
But I mean, they have the assortment because they own the market.
mhm. Well, you know what's cool though? I will say, the Europeans, they got it right. Like a lot of the European companies, like they started after Hanes and they're still around and they make high end pantyhose, but they're still like, viable. How come they can do it? I guess it's just because it's a better fucking product. That's what it was. I mean, all I'm saying is that I will. I mean, Catherine. No, I get it. You were like successful when you were young, but I don't know about what's going on. So yeah, that's the news. So Sheertex, you guys, is well, I don't know. We're predicting that maybe check if you want to get your Sheertex pantyhose for extra cheap. Watch the website because apparently it's going to be $5 a pair, which is I, honestly, I'm like, I wouldn't even want to buy it $5 a pair. I literally threw mine away. They felt so uncomfortable, like they were itchy and clothy, and no. Who would you say then is the best luxury brand for in your opinion, like that you like to see?
Honestly, CDRs and are by far what I've heard from women that I have wear them. Love them. They go. I put them. It's like sticking a girl in a Mercedes. Right? She drives a Hyundai Elantra, and you say, get behind the wheel of the Mercedes. Right? They never thought that they'd ever sit behind the wheel of the Mercedes. They don't think they can afford the Mercedes, but once they get in it, they go, I love this thing. It's very all the creature comforts are there, and that's what you get with the CDR.
That's
Right?
what I
You
got.
get what you pay for.
I got them on right now, and I'll tell you that's the truth. And you want to know what else? They it takes a long time for them to rip. It takes a
Yeah.
long time for them to rip. Like I don't I don't know. I mean, Sheertex just again. I think what I think really. Let's pull Catherine aside and be like, listen. What I think you should have done is you should have been a little bit nicer to the boys because, honey, that's who's buying your shit. Okay, a lot of guys buying pantyhose, and you made this all about girl power, and that's reserved for the Spice Girls. Okay, and they wore CDRs. You can tell. And so did Taylor Swift. Now, I actually let's see if we can find out what Taylor Swift actually wears. Taylor Swift pantyhose. Maybe she has.
Watch her have her own brand.
You know what? I, if I was, I would do it if I was her. Where does she get her tights? Yes, let's find out.
It's
Where
probably
did?
going to be an opinion piece, to be honest.
Oh, these people don't know. They're just saying it could be this. Man, the mystery. We should write her a letter, like fan letter, be like, "Dear Tay Tay, I'm a 43-year-old man, and I was just wondering, what kind of pantyhose do you wear? Can you please send me an autographed picture? Thank you." Just wait by the mailbox for 40 years. Also, just nitpicking here, but I didn't like the green, like the Sheertex green, like on the pantyhose,
Oh, the line,
the green line.
yeah, the
Yeah,
seam, if you will.
yeah. This is I gotta share. I'm gonna share it with you just because I want to see the Commodore get upset uh with this the front page of isn't
Oh, Jesus.
that great? Look
You
at
know,
that.
I wonder if they do that to say, hey, the fat fucks that rip panties, putting them on. Look, these don't rip.
I don't know if I need that. Like, what is she doing? Is she farting?
Yeah, she's literally crop dusting. She's mid fart.
She's good for her. Like, look, this is just bizarre looking. Like, uh, you know, see, these girls are like normies, but I don't understand this. Like, what's going on with this? The Barbie
The
TM.
fucking well, here's the thing. She says bodysuit, right? It's not a fucking bodysuit. It's a bathing
It's
suit.
a bathing suit, and I'll tell you what, uh, they they licensed that shit from Barbie. They licensed that from Mattel. That's ridiculous.
That's a boatload of money.
That's a shit ton of money if you're fucking licensing from Mattel. Jesus Christ. I mean, if that's what it takes to be a CEO, then
Right
why
there,
don't
stop right there. Sierra says rip resistant crew socks.
where? Okay, wait here.
Right there. The
Yeah.
fuck am I going to Sheertex for that?
Well, also, I've never ripped my crew socks before,
I mean,
ever.
you wear out the soles of them, but to be honest,
They're socks.
if you're $15 for a pair,
That's a lot of money.
dude, you go to fucking Marshalls, you're getting like 12 pack
Yeah, right.
for $15.
Mystery nude rip resistant. I love mystery nude. Only available in extra small. 32 left. Well, that was a hit. That's what I know. That's what I want when I go to a website. I'm like, I want to just see what they send me. Could
I mean,
be this.
I did that for my my last purchase for a girl that I was seeing, and I got the mystery one. I ended up sending a what was it? Like a Chardonnay color one, which was
Right.
actually nice.
I mean, I like the designs, but why are they only available in extra small? Is
Because
that
that's what's left over for the inventory.
now? See, that makes no sense to me because they're supposed to be inclusive and all that stuff. Like,
No, what I mean is like everyone else already bought out all the other sizes. That's just what's left over at the stock.
yeah. See, because here the back seam sheer rip resistant tights are only available in extra small and then 2XL and 3XL. That's funny. Like nobody was I don't think people who are 3XL that are women are probably even interested in pantyhose because that's pretty big. Like it's pretty damn big. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, did you just get up and leave in the middle of the show? You
Yeah.
fuck.
Hold on.
You better be going to put on pantyhose then. That's what I'm saying. Because now I can't because I'm not gonna edit this shit out. That's
Oh,
more
you're
work.
gonna take this shit out.
No, I don't want it. That's more work for me. Every time I have to edit something, every
Ah,
time.
well, welcome to the world of podcasting, buddy.
Oh, thanks. And you just show up and look pretty and make fun of my outfit, say my outfit looks cheap. You know what? At least I dressed for the occasion. Where's your pantyhose?
No,
Hmm?
they're hidden.
Huh?
Said they're hidden.
They're hidden. Yeah. Well, eventually, you guys. Eventually, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But we're gonna have some guests coming up soon, so I want y'all to stay prepared for that. And I wanted to thank some of our new patrons that signed up this week. You guys are awesome. I will be slutting it up for you.
Slutting it up.
Yep. I now see that's what I would do. I'd say, Catherine, you need to do some webcamming.
The way she looks like now, I no.
That's a fair point. Uh,
Not just because she put on weight, it's just she just looks unhealthy. Like
she looks
the pictures of her on whatever channel or interview she went to,
she
she
does.
just looks wrecked.
Yeah, she doesn't look well. That's the thing. Like she looks like she looked bad. Well, we'll show the class. I'll share the picture. We're not okay. We're not being body shamers here. We're just saying objectively, just from
When
what,
she started the company to now,
because this is
she looks
her.
like she just sits there and piles in McDonald's burgers because she just doesn't have the time or day to focus
Yes,
on anything else.
she really, it's shocking because if you look her up, uh the way she looked, I guess a few years ago,
Yeah,
like that's pretty intense because she's only how old is she? She can't be that old.
let's say she's probably like 36, 37, maybe.
I mean, yeah, no, like this, yeah, this was her during the sheer text. So yeah, no, that's rough. That's rough. She she been through, she's seen some shit.
She
She's,
does not look, she doesn't look good.
maybe it's all the polyurethane or whatever the hell. Maybe being working around that is like gonna kill her. That would be bad.
Like working at DuPont with Teflon.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or like like if like cleaning out the fallout of the nuclear bomb test site in Area 51. You're all of a sudden you're like, I didn't realize that these pantyhose are made of plutonium, and now I'm gonna be
They're just
dead.
kind of being toxic as shit.
Yep. And these pantyhose will they'll last for 20,000 years like plutonium because they're made with this special weird ass material that looks like pancake batter mixed with metal. That's what I got when I got mine. I literally was like, wow, I look like I have vitiligo. Like I thought the whole point of pantyhose was to give you like
A clean look.
even tone, and now it just looks like somebody kind of had like,
Basically made a cum stain and forgot to clean it up after a while.
seriously, it really did, like a big old cum stain. Oh, that's gross. They're I don't want to think about that. I mean, there's gonna be cum on my pantyhose. It needs to be my own, not somebody else's. Well, I mean, not somebody else that I don't know, because I was about to say there's been plenty of other people's cum on my pantyhose, but I've welcomed it. It's sort of, invitation only, right? Catherine, you need to be more discreet with who you're letting come in your pantyhose, I think,
Before sending them out to
before
everybody.
sending them out. She's a problem solver, builder, dreamer. She loves making the impossible possible. That's mean of me. I shouldn't laugh. Why am I laughing at this? Am I evil? I think I am a little bit. I think I am a little evil. Because
I think we're all a little evil.
that's what you get for fucking excluding the males. That's what you get. Don't fuck with the male wares. That's,
I,
you know what?
I just don't understand where the deviation came from because that was your biggest gripe when we first started talking about this company and when they were first launching and they
My
started
thing
making
is,
that movement towards the male wares and then all of a sudden it just
it it wasn't even,
went away.
it wasn't even like, it was like she, it was almost like it never was even like in the discussion. Like, and that's what's really strange about me, because clearly if she's trying to emulate body positivity and all of like the current woke, accepting all the different types of, diversity and all that shit. Well, you can't have diversity without, without us fags in there, baby. Okay.
Oh,
Who do you think wears pantyhose? Drag queens? Hello. They wear them all the fucking time. Like drag queens, that is a huge like aspect of your market. But also a lot of wearers happen to be gay and bisexual. So it's like, I feel like there was some sort of like worrying about upsetting maybe a conservative investor kind of crap.
I call bullshit on that.
No, I think that's what happened. I think that she chickened
Dude,
out.
it's a Canadian company. They're nothing but woke the fuck up there.
Well, Yeah, but
And she's in Montreal. It's a
but
very
the
progressive.
investors might not be Canadian.
She doesn't give a shit about the investors. Look at how much she's been spending money like crazy. She literally throws parties for them because she needs to distract them.
Wow, what's that like, Commodore? How can we do that? How can we make Tights Frame of Mind a multi-million-dollar industry where we just throw parties and like
Maybe if you stop being a lazy ass and do more takes on Tights Frame of Mind, that might start.